you remember how did you do the Farah villain? Oh, it's
I
Farah
think,
or Farah?
it seems like everybody has their own way of pronouncing it. I think of her as being Farah. So, but I've heard plenty of people call her Farah, and I think a pharaoh. They don't say a pharaoh; they say a pharaoh. So I think if you want to call her Farah, you can. But I call her Farah.
Thank you,
Um,
thank you. I need someone to record this because this has been a big issue.
Yeah, it's a little
Farah
bit
herself
confusing.
For
said
me,
it.
she's
Farah herself
Farah.
said it.
Fariha Mari. Farah. Yeah,
Ah,
definitely Farah. But I'm trying to remember. I think it was something like aerial superiority achieved. Like it was something along the lines of that. Like it was very.
angry?
It
Sounded
was
angry.
villainous. It was like it was dastardly. She was really like she was a little scary. She was not friendly.
Oh my god! Like and now you see her like that she's a really like she's a really well well built character, and she's really correct. But
Yes.
but whenever you play her with Anna, you see like that she's just like a really tough woman, but she's really soft inside. That's how I see her.
She has such mother issues. I love playing a hero with mother issues. It's so refreshing. It's so delightful. Like, oh my God, she's human. Like, and the specific kinds of issues she has. It's like, oh my God, you're never good enough, are you? It's so relatable. It's so relatable. It's. I really love it.
It's relatable in a point that you relate with her.
I think all people. I mean, I don't know any woman who doesn't have a thing where they're like, oh my God, no matter what I do, it's not good enough. No matter what it is. Or, my mother has complicated feelings about my success. Like it's always complicated. I don't know anyone who doesn't have even if it's the best relationship. I mean, I'm very lucky. I have a great relationship with my mother. My mother and I get along really beautifully. But no one's relationship with their mother is easy. No one, unless
That's
your
true.
mother is a
Right.
dish rag. I mean, it's short of your mother being a dish rag, it's never easy. So, I love that it's loaded. I love it. It just gives a lot of meat to the character.
That's true, and like all Overwatch character written by Michael Shu, he do like an awesome job with character writing. Okay, so
Well, with everyone's humanity, he gets into because no one is simple. Everyone is complicated. Everyone is multi-layered. So it's wonderful. It's wonderful getting to play someone in a game who's so multi-layered, who's really good and is multi-layered. Usually it's the bad guys who get to be multi-layered, and the heroes are very one-dimensional.
yeah,
But to play multi-dimensional heroes is exciting. Complicated heroes is exciting.
so when did you started as an actress? So how did you, and why did you?
I wanted to be an actress, I think from the time I could talk. I think from maybe even before then. I was the one always writing plays in with my brother in the living room. I was directing him and my next door neighbors. I constantly had like a show going on. Yeah, whether I wrote it or I had imagined it. Oh wait, they're pointing me in a direction. Sorry, I'm walking while I'm talking to you. This is so funny.
Yes.
So I always wanted to, and then so when I was really little, I did my first couple of shows and was completely hooked, and it was all I wanted to do. And then I took good acting classes, and then a better acting class, and then I was did all the shows in high school, and then I was doing theater in New York at that time, and then I went to college and I studied under a really amazing acting team there. And then after college, I freaked out a little bit. Went, oh my God, what am I going to do? So I moved to Paris, and I wrote a one-woman show, and I like basically like drank too much and danced on tables and like performed my one-woman show around Europe and hung out for a little more than a year, and then came back to New York and started doing acting stuff in earnest, and started doing shows and did really, really bad shows, and then did some really bad films. And eventually I got to do some better stuff and some better stuff. And along the way, as I was doing all of this, I started doing voiceover. And I loved doing voiceover because it took you out of your body, and you didn't have to be worried about like, what did you look like, or did you need to lose 5 pounds, or was your nose too big for that role, or any of that crap. You could like just, be a character and take it on, and you could age up or age down. I was always a character actress, and I always did lots of voices and lots of accents and characters, and so suddenly that was all possible, and I loved doing that. So I decided to focus on that, and I worked really hard at it, and it took off. Are you there?
Yes, I am. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I was.
We're wrapping our brains on this story, this life story.
This fabulous life story.
I was absorbing everything you said, so my brain like took a break for a second.
I love it. Okay.
And when was your first voice acting job?
My first voice acting job that I did was when I was in college. I did a voiceover for a bank. There was like some internal industrial something. It was something for a bank in Boston, and I liked it. But it was years before I did another. And then when I was doing one of the many very terrible.
What exactly did you do on the bank voiceover thing?
Oh God, I have
remember?
No idea. This is a long time ago. No, I have no idea. I totally don't remember. But then,
Mrs. Clark, justice is raining from above on your car.
Right.
Oh my God.
Go to Baybank, your local neighborhood bank. Like who knows, something terrible like that. And then I got my first gig, my first job where I was the voice of something. I was the female voice of this furniture company that's in the American South. And I recently had a convention I did in Texas, and another convention I did in Atlanta, and I kept on passing locations of this chain of stores. So it was really funny. I got to say to them, I was the voice of Rooms to Go. It was the Rooms to Go. And it was for me, it was a big deal. Oh my God, I'm the voice of Rooms to Go. It was very exciting. And so that was my first recurring gig. And then my first long-term steady work. Should we walk on the boardwalk and walk inland? Kashkarnen? Okay. So you guys, you are on such a tour. I am so sorry we don't have the video on, so you can't see where I am. I am just in the coolest place.
Yeah,
so, actually interesting.
You promised a live tour with us, so
I do.
Yeah.
Okay. I totally promise. I promise. So I promise. So wait, where was I? I was talking about.
You were talking about your first steady job.
Rooms to Go. Oh, right. And then I became the steady go-to girl for those terrible cable commercials for record albums. So Baptism, the new album by Lenny Kravitz, featuring the new single, Lady. Bullshit like that. Oh, sorry. So a bunch of things like that I did. I did those a lot, that kind of thing. Cozy new albums. I did a lot of those. And then eventually I did some small character stuff. My first big animation gig I got that was a big gig was when I got to do Ursa in Avatar, The Last Airbender.
Ursa?
Yeah, I'm Zuko's mom in Avatar.
Oh my god, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so awesome! Like Avatar is
Yeah.
one of my favorite animated cartoons.
I was the voice of Zuko and Azula's mother, Ursa, in that show. And that was my first, like big deal animated gig. And I had no idea at the time. The voice director for that is a woman named Andrea Romano, who's like a legend in voice direction in Los Angeles. She's just incredible. And I had no idea how lucky I was for my first big gig like that to be working with someone so incredible. And I did it, and I had no idea how big a deal it would become. I mean, just no idea. And I didn't know. I mean, that's still to this day, there are certain people, when I tell them that I did that, that's the thing that just knocks them sideways. That's because that meant so much to so many people growing up. And so that was my first like big deal animated gig.
That's so
I
awesome.
think that just happened again because we are like, what? It's,
Yeah.
oh my, wait, yeah, like I'm the same right now. Just as
Yeah.
wow.
Like I need to watch Avatar again.
Yeah, we have to
Yeah,
invite me over.
She was a great character. She was a terrific character. But I was really psyched to get that. It was really cool. And again, it was something where I didn't know how much influence it would have and how far-reaching the influence would be. But yeah, that was that's wow. I had no idea. And then it became what it became.
Oh, that's so awesome. Like you did a character on Turbo too.
Oh yeah, that's more recently though. But yes.
Yeah.
In Turbo, I was a newscaster in Turbo, which was fun. I've done a bunch of characters on Word Girl. Do you guys have Word Girl?
No, I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
Okay, Word Girl. I play like 5 different characters in that. There was a show. My favorite is when I've gotten to be the utility player on a show. So that means that you're the person who does all the different voices for the female characters or all the different character voices. So there's a show on Adult Swim that was on called Assy McGee, and I was.
Yeah, I used to watch Adult. Oh crap! I used to watch Adult Swim.
You did? Okay, great. Well, so I was the utility player for that, and I got to do all the characters in that. And then over the years, I've done 6 of the GTAs, 6 of the Grand Theft Autos. Yeah. I'm always on the radio stations. So I'm a bunch of the different characters whenever there are the radio shows. I'm usually on a bunch of the radio shows. And then I got to do it's been 11 years that I've been doing in Star Wars: The Old Republic. I'm Lord Zash.
Holy.
And I've been
oh man.
Yeah.
That's
so I've
so
been
awesome.
Zash all along. Yeah, but those are like the bigger ones. But yeah, it's been really cool.
And I was looking for things about you, and I saw like you have like 2 movies on post-production right now, Cruise and Accommodations. But by the way you sounded, you can't say anything about it.
Cruise is coming out in, I believe, the fall. Last I heard it was the end of the summer, but I think it's September, which is great. And in that one, it's so insane. I'm Emily Ratajkowski's mother in Cruise, which I was like, are you kidding? I'm like her mother. So yeah, so I'm her mother in that, which is crazy. And then, and in Accommodations, I'm a Freudian therapist. So it's very fun. And I just did a new pilot of a new show. So it's been fun. I get to do a lot of cool things.
There's a question for you on our chat by Wes Hengler. He wants to know.
Hey Wes.
He wants to know, or she, I don't know if it was a she, after doing Farah, what changed in your professional life? Did you have like more job opportunities? Because like Overwatch has a really gigantic fan base. What changed your life after Overwatch? What is that?
Honestly, I don't know. That wasn't me. I don't know what that is.
That's me. Sorry.
Like, that's not me.
Yeah, I'm just getting home. I'm also walking, so.
That's okay.
What have been the biggest changes? Really, the biggest is that I'm doing all these conventions. I mean, that's something I maybe if I lived in Los Angeles, that would have been a bunch of opportunities I would have pursued more. But the New York voiceover scene, the New York voice actors, that isn't something that people generally do. And none of my friends in New York who are primarily voice people ever have been on the convention circuit. And so that's been a really huge change. That's something that I'm like, wow, this is like a whole thing I didn't know. I mean, the idea of getting to go and meet fans, it never even occurred to me that there were fans. Like, I just was going and like doing my job and having fun and having a creative time and it being really cool. And the whole idea of getting to meet people who your work really means something to has been just a blessing. That's been the biggest change. There definitely have been some cool offers and there have been some cool opportunities and I've gotten to do some cool work stuff, but that hasn't been as big as the rest of it.
That's so awesome to know because like every time we see things from like the voice actors and actresses, we see like you're always having like a good time, but you're always like traveling a lot, going to conventions and stuff. Like, but this is must be like a really good thing career-wise.
It's overwhelming. It's overwhelming and exciting and an honor. I mean, you hope that you can stand for good in the world and you hope that you can pass on good messages and be a good influence and help people and that you'll do work that means something to people. But to then have that, like to have that be evident, to have people say that to you and to meet people who say your work has gotten me through a hard time or being able to communicate with you has really helped me in part of my life. I mean, that means the world. That means more than anything. That means that you're helping people. That's been a gift. That's been something I really didn't know to expect and didn't know would happen. And that's been fantastic.
You gotta. You are all sure that your work on Overwatch is inspiring a lot of people. Like Echo Point is part of this. It's a direct response for all the good job you guys been doing in there. Because it's amazing. Like Overwatch, it's inspiring. I know, and I was one of those people. Like I know people who has depression and is in Overwatch, and the Overwatch community is helping these people to get through it. So it's really awesome. It's really amazing.
Yeah. I that blows my mind too. I mean, the fact that people who are feeling lost in their lives or feeling alone in their lives and have found a community and have found like-minded people and have found a place where they can express themselves and make friends and be a part of something and then get inspired to actually go out into the world and do great things. It's mind-blowing. It's really it's extraordinary. And and this ties back into what I was talking about earlier. I feel like so many of us in the world live in places where we're only exposed to people like ourselves. And I feel like being a part of this game really dispels xenophobia, really makes other cultures familiar and less scary, and other states of being, be it ageism, be it sexism, that we have an autistic character, that we have characters from every nation, that it makes people who are different less scary, and it makes everybody who's playing it tolerant. And I feel like anyone who's been influenced by the game could then go out into the world and meet someone from a different culture and not be so afraid of them or not be so uncomfortable because it's unfamiliar, because they are familiar. That's cool.
And that is also very true. And how all of that inspire your work at the end of all of it? Like knowing that you were part of something that is shaping a lot of young people on this community. How that make you feel? How that make you all feel? From
Right in front of me. I cannot stand it. This is so cool. I'm sorry, you guys are on the coolest walk with me. We're gonna have to do this. We're gonna have to do this video cast during the summer, so that you can like see these things with me. But there's a huge fireworks show right in front of me. Wow. Okay, sorry. So, sorry. Oh my gosh.
That's okay.
What I'm just looking for what else can I do to help? What can I do to connect more? If the thing that's meant the most to me. So I don't know if you guys are aware of this. I started about, God, how many years ago is it now? Maybe 7 years ago. So yeah, 7 years ago, I started a fashion project called Fashion Dilettante, which is why I'm Fashion Dilettante on Instagram. And it started as a podcast on a website, and it's since turned into a consultancy. But the goal was always to find the common zeitgeist, the thing that is the undercurrent of all of our different cultures and where we all connect, and to like be the person who could say that's what's going on, and then be able to connect those people and put them together. And that what was I looking to do? I was looking for ways I was able to connect people and help people. And here I am again, and I'm doing this game. And what's meaning the most to me when I'm getting to meet people and help people. So I'm trying to think, like, what is the next project where I can use this current platform to be able to connect with people and talk to people? I mean, that's what it's all about. That's what you guys are doing.
And that's really important, especially in the time that we are living. Banshee Lyris want to know, what is your favorite voice line from Fahira?
She's so great. Probably play nice, play Farah. Or rocket jump. That sounds dangerous. I love that one too. That's really good.
we in Portuguese we have like a little fun with words, because like she said, faça como a Farah faria, do as Farah will do it.
Wait, say it again.
Faça como a Farah faria.
Faça como a Farah faria. Wait.
Isso, yes.
Faça como a Farah faria. Did I do it? Is that it? I like that. Faça como a Farah faria. So cool.
That's perfect, because like okay, say it, Remy.
I'm actually surprised. That actually makes a lot of sense. The play on words.
Yes.
I also want to say, other than when Victor told me about being here with you, I was really excited about listening to the life story or the story of the character. But I have to say,
just one thing, he didn't know he was going to be here. I just invited him 10 minutes before the stream begins.
And he said, I will not accept a no for an answer. And I was like, well, there's your answer, so I'm staying. But before all this, I'm actually a philosopher before the gamer. And I have to say thank you, because this is the most beautiful description I have ever heard of the Tikkun Haolam. I hope I'm saying it correctly.
Yeah, you said it beautifully. That was perfect. Thank
because I have studied about the concept, and having existential crisis in the morning is part of the job description.
Yeah.
And
tell me about it. Yep.
Yeah. And this was a concept that I was really in love with when I read about it, but it was like really hard to actually grasp and understand. But after the simple and beautiful and great description you just said to us, it's like it's so clear now. I get it now.
Thank you so much. And meanwhile, here you are, like you organically did it. And Victor, you use in your soul, this is an opportunity. Here's an opportunity. What can I do to repair the world? What can I do? Like the world needs superheroes. The world needs heroes. It's amazing. It's amazing when people just step up When ordinary people are able to step up and say, this is something I see that I can do this. Let me help here. And it means the world.
We have another question. Like, I know you probably know this, but there's a lot of people who do like Farah tattoos, and these people says like that. I can say for myself, I don't have a Farah tattoo because my main character is Reinhardt, and
I love Reinhardt.
and
Good
it's one
taste.
of my dreams to talk with Darren. I love that man, and I really
You will love
I really,
him. He is such a
I
doll. He's
really
such
want a
special
chance to
guy.
talk with that
Yeah.
guy. But I have
Yeah.
like I will be your I am your shield on my tattoo on my forearm. So but like the question is like you know that there's a lot of people who does like Farah symbols, and they said that it changed their life. And how is for you to know that a character that you've made can really change a person's life and bring new hope for them? How does that make you feel?
I feel like a broken record when I say it. I find it exhilarating and overwhelming, and I really get it. I mean, in the case of Farah, the fact that she is a complicated, multidimensional, real, very clearly good person, very clearly good, well-intentioned, heroic person who's just stepped up, who owns her machismo, who's a hero, who isn't in like, I don't know, a catsuit cut down to her navel with like breast implants, that like she's actually super macho, that she, here she is, she's so much, she's so tough, she's so strong. It's such an excellent model for women to own your strength and to own your power and to not need to cloak it in anything else, and for it to be really pure, that it doesn't have to be motivated by something nefarious, that it can be a really pure, leaning into justice, and that you can be complicated and still follow those instincts, that doesn't twist you or change you, that you can own who you are and just be this good thing in the world. I am honored to get to voice a character like that. And when I hear that playing that character or putting that character on your body or getting that associated with it actually makes you become more like it, what could give me more joy? Nothing could give me more joy.
By the way, Bruna from Microphone Brazil, she's going to do a Farah tattoo on her.
Bruna, you have to send me pictures. Please send me pictures.
Oh my god.
You have to. I have to see. I love Farah tattoos. Whenever I see it, I'm like, oh, they're so amazing. Ah, so good. She's got really good signage for it. What do you want to get?
Fala com ela que assim que eu fizer, eu mando pra ela.
She said that as soon as she get it, she will send it to you.
Okay, good. Okay, please.
Now,
Okay, so sorry.
I have one. I have one. That's I'm dying to. I was actually thinking about making how to actually make these questions, but like for example, there's a great point that actually Farah is a really complicated character, a real one. How's her how would you say her relationship with her mom is?
Oh.
With a little bit of details. That sounds interesting. I want the point of view.
Those girls need therapy. I think that they are both, they're both two very good, well-intentioned women who are self-actualized. I think that motherhood has been challenging for Anna as much as as good as her intentions are, and as much as she loves her daughter. I think that it's challenging. I think that the impulse to protect your child and the impulse, and I say this as a mother, the impulse to protect your child can sometimes really be at odds with your impulse to push your child and let your child fly and be the best version of themselves and the truest version of themselves. And those two things can really be at odds. And when those two things are at odds, the messages can be really mixed and confusing to a kid. I think that single parenthood, I am not a single parent. I am married to my husband, and I'm super grateful to have another parent in the house. But I think that single parenthood is complicated. I think that all of those issues are at play in their relationship.
Was you somehow expecting that Farah was the daughter of Reinhardt? Did you ever?
I kind of hoped. I did. I kind of hoped that was so. So at BlizzCon in this past November, both the voice actress for Anna, Aisha, and I jumped Michael too, and we were like, "What is the story? What is going on?" And he was very nonchalant and said, "Farah's dad is Sam." And we went, "What? Sam. Dad is Sam. Her dad is Sam." And we're like, "What?" And he wouldn't tell us anything else. So all we know is that Farah's father is Sam. Don't know anything beyond it. So I was a little that when I found that it's not Reinhardt, because I was kind of pulling for Reinhardt. But now I'm really excited to get more of the scoop on who Sam is.
Yeah, he's a Canadian, and we also don't know anything else from him. But all we know that this is from Canada.
You guys there?
Yeah, I'm
Hello?
here. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah,
hear us.
I can. Are you guys there?
Yep.
Yeah.
Guys?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Jen?
Do I have you guys?
Yes.
Oh, now I
here.
got
I
you.
hear
Okay.
you.
Oh, good. Okay. Where did
Mom?
we?
Right there?
I'm here.
Now you're just messing with her.
I know, right? Oh my God. Where did we lose out? Because I was just talking, and then suddenly I couldn't hear you anymore.
No. We heard everything you said.
Oh, good. Okay.
But from Farah's dad, all that we know that is from Canada, and we don't know anything else. We had just the picture of them. Sam.
Yeah.
We all we have just a picture of them dining together and thing.
He's very handsome.
I don't the picture that we have was not that good, so we cannot see much of it. Well, but we are really curious about him.
Me too.
So Banshee Lyris says, so it's really awesome how Overwatch brings all cultures and different characters to the game. Now we are even getting a hamster to the group.
Yes!
Jen
Yay!
want to see a specific new type of character in game? I would love a Canadian one, for example.
We were just talking about that.
Okay, so what do you think about the hamster so far, and what kind of character would you like to see in the game?
See, Anjali got me so hysterical with this. So Anjali, so in the U.S., I don't know. I'm sure you guys are abreast of everything that's going on in U.S. politics. But,
no, I'm just following some pictures. I have no idea.
Things are just worse to worse. And because one of the arms of justice.
Can you say it again? Just cut it.
I said it was it's been a big.
I think NSA is hearing us. They're starting to talk about politics.
Oh, okay. I'm not gonna go off on it, but this week we all had a rough week. Like in the U.S., anyone on the side of justice and right had a really rough week. And so Anjali was saying that she was just having this terrible week and saying, "Oh my God, all is lost." And then we found out that we got a hamster. So we're like, "No, everything's fine. We got a hamster." So it's wonderful when a hamster comes in at exactly the moment that we need one. like this was a moment that we all really needed a new hamster in game. It's like it's like you know like it's like
That's such a weird thing to say, but it's
I know. We needed it. We needed a hamster right then. We needed a hamster. So we're like, thank you for the hamster. It's like you know, like if you're like a little kid and something happens at home, some like terrible thing happens, and then suddenly they bring you a puppy. Like that's we all got a hamster. We needed a hamster. So thank you.
We didn't knew how bad we needed a hamster until it was time.
Exactly. We all said, "Oh, thank God, we got a hamster." So yeah, we're very happy about it.
What kind of, and what kind of character would you like to see on Overwatch?
I think we just went through this. I'm very curious about a Canadian's named Sam.
Well, that's true.
So you don't only want to know who Sam is, but also bring it into the game and actually be playing with. Oh boy!
Yes, of course. Of course, I'm so curious. I want more. I want more details.
And how is your relationship with the other voices? How do you guys...
That has been the other like shocking, surprising gift of this whole project. It is extremely unusual to do a game and become friends with your cast. You know, you don't go into the studio with anyone else in your cast. You go into the studio alone, and you rarely run into anyone who's in your game. Maybe you'll see them as you're coming in, they're leaving, but it's not like you spend time together. And this cast has gotten to spend a tremendous amount of time together, and we've really become like a cast of a play or a cast of a film that's shot on location. We're all really like genuinely friends and all constantly texting each other and all constantly comparing notes on things and getting together. And if I'm in that town, I'm having lunch with this one, and if this one's in town, they're staying at my house. I mean, it's really it's very cool. There's constantly a group thread going, and that, you know, whoever's being added to the group thread changes from time to time, but it's a very special, cool thing. Like, WhatsApp gets a very good workout from the Overwatch cast.
And which one of them you got closer the most?
That's hard to say because that's hard to say. Okay, the ones who I speak to the most, the ones who I'm most in touch with and I speak to the most are Lucy, who is the voice of Mercy, Caro, who's the voice of Sombra, Anjali, who's the voice of Symmetra, Chloe, who's the voice of Widowmaker. I would say that's the group that I speak to the most. But then in addition to that, I also talk to Theo, who's the voice of Zenyatta, quite a bit. And now Elise and I have become friends. So she's the voice of May. And my new fave is the voice of Winston, Crispin. I recently befriended him, and he's just completely awesome. I talked to Darren, and Darren
that's one of the guys I really want to meet too.
You said.
He seems like a really nice guy.
He's fantastic. Aisha and I became friends because we got to do BlizzCon together. Aisha, who's my mom, who's Anna, and then Sar, who is the voice of Doomfist. Like we've hung out in New York. I've gone to see his shows. It's very cool. And that's the tip of the iceberg. I'm not even mentioning 10 or 15 more people. Like it's everybody. We really are all friends, and we all really hang out. It's very cool and very lucky. I hung out with Chris Parsons, who's Junkrat. I love Junkrat. Oh my gosh! So I got to hang out with him a bunch recently, and he was such a doll. It's cool. It's very lucky. Johnny Cruz Lucio has been totally a doll with me. Couldn't be sweeter with me. It's great. It's really cool. I'm excited to spend more time with more of them. I'm going to see someone who I haven't gotten to spend time with, who I met and we hit it off, but we haven't spent that much time, was Josh Petersdorf, he's Roadhog. Oh my God, he's Roadhog, and I love him. So Josh, I'm gonna get to hang out with, and then oh my God, and then the best was recently. Oh my God, I'm completely spacing. Oh my God, Fred Tashator, who does Soldier 76. He and I have only met once. We only hung, and I asked him a favor, and he went so above and beyond, and was such a doll, and couldn't have been nicer. So like, it's like a very all for one for all group. Everyone is terrific. I feel very lucky.
And how is you guys' relationship with Blizzard and Overwatch? The
they're
creators,
the best.
like,
they're the best. They're so smart, and they're so talented, and they're so on top of it. You know, Andrea has blown my mind for years as a casting director and as a voice director. She is gifted. She has vision, and she's so talented in getting performances out of people. First casting the right people, first finding the right people, and then casting them in the right roles, and then directing them. She's just extraordinary. Michael is like a savant. Michael's unbelievable to build this world and write it, and all of the small details of it. He's just incredible. Jeff is incredible. I mean, I can go on and on, but you know, Papa Jeff, without him, where would we be? You know, but I feel this way about everyone. We are lucky. We are really lucky.
we have like a very cute comment on the chat by Rachel Asaka. Like she said, like, this is not exactly a question, but I just like to say how Farah's line has a huge impact on my life. Her engagement ring has the line, let keep the skies clear together.
Wow.
Hello? I lost you guys.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, there you are. Okay.
Okay, when did you lost me?
Okay, you said you have a very cute comment from Rachel Osakio that this is not exactly.
Yeah, okay, this is not exactly a question. This is her saying. This is not exactly a question, but I just like to say Farah's line had a huge impact on my life. Her engagement ring has the line, let keeps the sky clear together, written in it. My fiancé cosplay as Mercy.
Wow. Oh, Rachel, thank you so much for commenting and for letting me know this. Thank you for dropping this in. Oh, I love it. Let's keep the skies clear together.
Oh, say the line for...
Let's keep the skies clear together. Let's keep the skies clear together.
I think I'm going to cry.
Me too. Me too.
Does Jen have any advice for someone who wants to start voice acting?
Sure, I have plenty.
By the way, this is my girlfriend asking because, like, I have a dream of becoming a voice actor someday, and she always doing this like small hooks on every occasion that she gets because she's trying to make me do it.
Good for her. The first thing that I would recommend is to listen, and listen for trends in what you're hearing, like in voices and in ads, in advertisements, in gaming, because every few years the trends change, and so you have to be on top of the curve. And then I would tell you that if you have any skill for writing, or if you have friends who have skill for writing or animating, and you have certain character voices that you love to do, start working together and start making shorts and posting them on YouTube. In this day and age, you can have a resume just based on things that you guys have produced on YouTube. And you never know where those things will be. Like a little short placed in the right place can catch fire. So both as things to point to, as work that you do and voices that you do, and as a way to just constantly be creatively promoting yourself. And then I know in the US there's a website called Voice 123, but there are a number of websites like this where you can sign up, you can have an inexpensive USB mic that you can plug into your computer and just start auditioning. Like
Oh, well.
whatever the website is in your country, whatever the website is that, you know, where the casting directors, and it's not even high-end casting directors, it can be smaller gigs, it can be non-union, but the more auditioning you do, the better. And that the more you do auditions, the better you will get at auditions. And nowadays, all you need is like a closet with towels or clothes hanging in it and a good USB mic and GarageBand. I mean, you don't even have to go for Audacity. You could do whatever. And you can be submitting your own auditions. So start auditioning, create product, listen for trends.
I would like to send me those links later if you can.
Sure, my pleasure. There are a bunch of sites like that.
And there's also like an awesome thing. I forgot his name. The Winston voice actor.
Oh my God, Crispin.
Crispin.
Fantastic.
Crispin has
Yes.
a website full of training and tutorials for voice acting.
Crispin is a genius. Crispin knows all. I would follow him to the moon. So you should definitely listen to his podcast. He has a podcast and he has all his tutorials. You should definitely listen because he's incredibly articulate and he always knows the right thing to say. So I would definitely listen to him. I've heard him talk about it. Yeah, he's amazing.
Perfect for Winston, actually. I'm actually amazed of how much the voice actors actually can relate to their characters. Like there's a little bit of Winston in him, and I can sense the strength and the independence in your voice, if I may say so. Just
Thank
like
you.
Farah's.
Thank you. You know, the joke with me is I am a much sillier person than Farah. Like Farah's way more serious than I am. I'm much sillier. And when I was in acting school, so when you're getting your Bachelor of Fine Arts, your BFA degree, at the end of your second year of college, you have a meeting with your advisor where they tell you whether or not you've been accepted into the specialized program, and you talk about what you will be working on while you're there. And my advisor said to me at the time, Jen, you are like a very good piece of bread.
Eh?
Jen?
Some of that butter off.
Something important. Did something
Right.
important? No, we lost her. We lost her.
We lost you for a second. Like,
Okay,
when
wait.
you gotta say, you said like, Jen, you're a very.
Oh my God. Okay. So what she said was, Jen, you are like a very good piece of bread with too much butter on it. And so we need to spend the next 2 years scraping some of that butter off of you so you can just be a great piece of bread. And I always laughed about this because it was like a crazy thing to say, but it was also very accurate because I'm like a very buttery person. I'm a great person of bread with like lots of butter. And it's true. And the joke of it is, I feel like Andrea Toyas, who had heard me before and who knew my voice, when it came time to cast Farah, she said to herself, you know what, Jen Cohn, if we tell Jen Cohn to scrape some butter off, she's going to be an incredible piece of bread. Like Farah is all bread, no butter. Like, and Andrea Toyas knew. She could hear the good piece of bread. She could hear the seriousness and she could hear the honor and the truth under the butter. So I credit her again for having heard it and seen it and sort of nailed it.
And how much of Jen is on Farah, and how much of Farah changed Jen's life?
Well, every now and then Farah gets to be kind of funny, and I always feel like that's me peeking through. Whenever I get to do something a little tongue-in-cheek or a little funny, I always think that that's me coming through. But you know, I certainly have elements of hers. I am one who speaks up for what's right. I stand up. I have many of the qualities. How has she? I think that it's refreshing, again, to be able to be an uncompromised woman who just sort of stands tall and isn't concerned about how she's perceived. She just is. And I would like to think that playing Farah has helped me in that direction.
That's great to hear.
Yeah.
I have to say that we have to get her because from time to time there's 1 minute of lag, let's call it like that, that she's in the middle of something that is really inspirational and deep, and we must get this lag an agent because he has some great dramatic timing, my friend.
Oh my gosh. Crazy.
Okay, like, and this is a question that we've been doing voice actors and actors and dubs, because like we were talking with Brazilian dubs too. How did you feel when you were doing like the sounds of you getting hurt, you know, you getting electrified?
Oh, I'm doing all of that stuff. That stuff is so much fun. That stuff is so much fun. They save doing that for the very end of a session. Because, you know, generally speaking, a session is 4 hours long. And so if they had you doing all of the, like, you know, falling out of the sky, getting set on fire, going through a window, if they had you do that stuff in the beginning, like, your voice would be shattered. You'd be a mess. But getting to save it for the end, it's really fun and creative and funny. And you get to do different versions of it. It's very satisfying.
We have like the Brazilian voice for Tracer. She says like sometimes she feels like it's a little bit embarrassing, and she's just like, oh my god, what am I doing? But she said it's fun in the end.
That's very fun. You know, I never get embarrassed with it because it's so freeing. I mean, you're really playing like you're a little kid, and again, you're alone in the booth. So you really can make it sound however the hell you want. I mean, you really can do whatever seems like it feels like, whatever feels like it's the noise that should come out of you in those situations. It's the right one. And sometimes your voice director or Michael or they will have an idea in their head of how it should sound, and they might direct you that way. But it's very freeing to get to play around and do these crazy sounds and really let it rip. I mean, how often in life, once you get over a certain age, do you get to like let it rip? That it's very liberating, and you can walk out. You go like, oh, that felt good. Okay, I needed that. And go drink some tea with honey until your throat feels better. But to get it out of you, it's a good thing.
But how did they ask you, like? Okay, you're falling from a cliff, you hit your back on a rock, like, you think about that. How does they come up with the idea of the sound you have to make?
They just will say, okay, falling off a cliff, and it says, huh. You know, falling off a short cliff, huh. Falling off a big cliff, huh. Falling off a planet, huh. Like, and then you have to figure out what that sounds like. You might say, okay, wait, am I being pushed off the cliff? Am I being shot off the cliff? Did I just keel over and just fall over? Like, how exactly is this cliff falling happening? Like, what's so? You can ask those questions, and they sometimes might have an idea of how it should sound. They might in their heads want you to do something, and they'll say no, they want it to sound more like yeah, okay, like, and then you do it the way they want it, but you have the different versions, and you've got to stand back, and then the engineer has to reset the microphones and reset the levels because you might blast them out, and you don't want to blow out the session. That's kind of fun. Like, you feel like you're being dangerous. It's good.
It must be like really, really fun to do that. Like, because there's a lot of sounds that we just like. Sometimes when we are playing, like an example that happens to me a lot when I hit someone with Reinhardt, and then like nothing happens, but the character kept screaming. So just I hit someone. That's okay. Like it was a normal hit, but the character keeps like
That's one of my favorite things. Sometimes when I go and people ask me to sign an autograph and they want me to write a message to them, they'll ask me because they'll be someone who likes to shoot Farah down, and they'll have me write "Justice reigns from." And that'll be the message.
Yeah,
that's very funny. I always laugh from that.
That's the thing that we hear the most from Farah. Justice reign from
Right. Yeah.
That is true.
So funny.
Okay, I have this is a question that I'm actually been thinking about because I think Victor and I can agree that working on Echo Point, it's really fulfilling, and it feels so damn good to know that we are actually doing something inspired in games intended to help the world.
Yep.
It's something great, but sometimes we face some soft spots. Like, for example, people don't believe we actually managed to pull this off, or they don't actually believe that we can do anything because we just play games. How are we going to do something interesting or important? What would you say to the Echo Point agents around the world?
Trust in your own selves and in your own guts that you know that what you are doing is right and that you are helping and that the end result will be in the right direction. There are always going to be people who are going to be naysayers. Naysayers, particularly if you're someone who's a doer, anyone who goes out there and takes risks and tries new things and has new ideas and does something that no one else is doing, there will be people who will say, you can't do that, that's not a thing, blah, blah, blah. There will be naysayers. To heck with them. People who don't have time to sit and talk. So go and do, and trust that you're doing the right thing, and trust that it will end where it's supposed to. And ignore anyone who says otherwise.
Thank you
there?
very much
Yeah.
for those words.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Thank you.
Oh my God.
And it
Don't
comes
be
from.
arrested.
Oh, what is going on now?
I know. I'm under a train trestle, and there is an ambulance going by. This is something else. 1 second. Wow. Okay.
Okay, there's
What
a
a
question
walk
for you.
we've been on, man. Okay.
Yeah. What an
Uma
adventure.
pergunta da produção, posso?
Manda
A
fundo.
produção também participa.
Claro.
Pergunta pra mim se quando ela fez a personagem, ela teve o mesmo frio da barriga, se acontece ainda desde os primeiros personagens que ela fez. Se isso muda, vira algo de rotina, ou se é sempre uma coisa nova a cada personagem que ela acaba fazendo.
Okay. Brooke wants to know if you when you did Farah, you have like the same butterflies in your stomach from when you did like your first like acting work. If every character you do is a new feeling, or you get used.
No. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. At this point, Farah is like an old friend. So when I get to do her, there's no. I know who she is. I know what she'll do. I know what she'll say. So I don't feel nervous about doing her. I do get nervous when I find myself in a session where, let's say, like I was telling this story. I had a session not for Overwatch, not for something, for something I can't talk about, where I didn't know anything about the character that they gave me, but we had a time crunch. So I had very little time and I think it was 30 pages? It was 30 pages of a character who we'd never done before, but I only had an hour to get it done, and they had an image in their head of what it should be, and I knew nothing. And that freaked me out. I did it, but I was really nervous, and it took like a bunch of takes in the beginning to figure it out and get comfortable enough in it to get it to sound good and sound right. But once you know the character, then whenever you do it, it's like playing. You know, it's like slipping into another skin. It's like if you have a favorite outfit or a favorite dress that you get to put on, and you go like, oh, I'm in this. I know how I walk in this dress. I know this one fits. Okay. Like it's good. It's it's really satisfying. You get to just slip into that skin.
Rich again wants to know, if you could write Farah's story from now on the game, how would it go?
Oh, I can't answer that. How can I answer that? What do I want? I want her to have her own animatic. I'll tell you that. I really want her.
Too.
Yes, I asked them. I was like, where's my animatic? I want an animatic. So I want an animatic. And what else? And I wanna do what else did I want her to do? What else would I want her to do? I don't know. That's my main one. And I always skins. So I want more skins. I'm already a fan of Asp and Mecha Queen, but I would love more.
Have you ever thought of doing a cosplay of Farah?
You know, what's funny is that because I have a real thing for I have very armory pieces. There's an amazing British designer named Una Burke who does these leather armor pieces. And I already have from her a few of these incredible leather armor shoulder built out pieces. I can't imagine actually building out a whole cosplay outfit, but I could see walking around in life in something Farah inspired. That seems more realistic for me.
Well, you should do that. We could have a Farah voice actress doing Farah cosplay in a con thing. It's gonna be awesome.
You know what? It would be.
We lost you.
Oh, you lost me? Am I here?
Okay.
Okay. You might lose me going into an elevator quickly. So if you do, I'll be right back. It's be very fast. And then I'll be finally my final destination.
Yeah, we are losing. We are losing you.
Yeah. Are you losing me? Are you losing me?
That's
okay,
the elevator speaking. Damn you, elevator!
Yeah, we have an elevator music right now. Dun, 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 dun. Galera, ela tá no elevador. Só um minutinho. Ela já volta. Deixa eu já fazer mais algumas perguntas e nós vamos encerrar a live. Foi um bate-papo muito bom com ela. Cohn? Jen? Are you there?
Está tendo um momento de turbulência.
Aguarde
5 segundos.
Almost.
Jen? Told you, we need to get an agent of
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, this is great. Okay, we can all hear each other again. Hold on 1 second. I have to get out onto my terrace, and then I can talk full voice again. Hold on, I'm in the hallway. I'm in the hallway, and then I can go to the terrace. And okay, 1 second.
Okay.
This suspense is killing me.
Right. This has been so much fun. Guys, this has been the most fun. I've been loving this. This is hysterical. 1 second.
We've been loving this too.
Yeah, this has been totally a party. Okay, here we go. All right, hold on. Here we go. Hold on. Closing the door. We need a light on because I can't see anything. Hold on. Here it comes. Okay. There it is. All right. Excellent. Okay. Now, and I've got Wi-Fi. Okay. All right. Here we go. Now,
oh my God,
we're
that's
golden. Great.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I can see you talk. Perfect.
Oh my god. So,
That was
but
crazy.
we're gonna do like just a questions and then we're gonna end up the live stream because we've been doing this for 2 hours.
Oh my, already?
Yeah. And it's been like mostly a joy.
It's been really fun, even with technical difficulties and walks. It's been great.
Walks was a good part.
All right. Yeah,
You
it's
walked
been,
a
oh, wait.
lot. Like you walked for an hour. And a
I
half.
did. I did walk for an hour. I know, but you know what? I love to take a good walk. A good walk is terrific. Hold on, but you know what? Now I have to turn off this AC because we can't have this on. Because my husband just turned the AC on right where we are, and that means that okay, there, good. It was making a terrible rattling noise right when we'd all settled down. Okay, what kind of questions do we have?
Okay. Do you have any more questions, Remy?
Oh, actually, how does it feel? Because I don't know if everyone in the Overwatch voice actors know about what we're doing about Echo Point. I don't know if all of them know, but how does it feel to know what's going on with us?
I told you guys. I told you already. I had no idea what you guys were up to. None at all. And even in all this time that I've been in communication with Victor, I had no idea. And I'm blown away. And I'm so happy and inspired by you and happy that anything that I did inspired you guys. I feel like this was a real, like, one hand washes the other. It was so special.
Yeah,
That's what I had the question because Victor never told you anything about it. It was
Nothing.
implanting freeze. And
I
you haven't
tried.
told yet.
But sometimes, like
I know.
when I send message to the VAs, like I send like a couple of times, and I start like, dude, I don't want to bother. Like I don't want to bother this person anymore. Like you know, so I just send
Oh, but
something.
honey, that's no bother. That's like amazing. That's
like
like
I could like it like the same way I did to you. I sent a message, you know, waited for you to answer. Then when you did, I started talking with you. Like, but most of the time, whenever I send a message to a VA, I have no response. Then I try to send it again, that I have no response, and then okay, I'm gonna leave this because I'm not gonna go anywhere with this. So like I feel like I'm bothering, and I don't like feeling like that.
I have to tell you, this is a bit of life advice because I am exactly the same way as you. I hate when I feel like I'm bothering someone, and it makes me go like, oh, I don't want to do it. But you definitely should not, when you're doing something as great as what you're doing, don't hesitate to bother and trust that you're not bothering. And you never wrote a bothery, nasty note. Like nothing, everything you ever wrote has been super charming and nice and warm and inclusive. So don't worry about bothering anyone. You're not bothering anyone, and you're doing something great.
Oh, stop!
It's true. It's true. True. It's true.
It's true what she's saying, Victor. Hey, are you not going to listen to Farah for crying out loud? Well, lastly, I don't have any more questions. I just have to add this, that I feel like a huge honor talking with this really strong, incredible actress, giving life to this amazing character that has inspired a lot of people. Farah is for me like an end game boss, because she's confident, she's secure, she's amazing, and it has been only being able to be like that. Shut up. That's been yeah, no, that's what the wait.
Okay, that was
It's
unexpected.
hilarious.
Yeah. Okay.
Eu tô pegando um link aqui pra você, já eu te mostro. É de uma aliança de noivado que saiu. Vamos ver que esse link vai chegar e eu vou te passar pra você mostrar pra todo mundo.
Okay.
Parece algo ser bem interessante.
Jen,
Yes.
I really want to thank you a lot for being part of this because like we are a small group for now. Like we're not that small because we have like 300 to 400 people working on like a point right now, but we need to make people see what we are doing. We need to make people understand what we are doing and how important it is, not for us, but for the gaming community, because this has never been done before.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
whenever you guys answer like to participate, to talk with us, like it's huge for us. It's huge. It's amazing because you get off your routine things, your work things, to give attention to something that it's really important, and that
Yeah.
for us means the world to us. You have no idea how important this is and how happy I am to have the chance to finally being able to talk to you, because for for true, like you were one of my favorite voice actors from Overwatch. I'm really glad and happy that we have this chance.
Thank you so much. I really feel the same way. I really
Nice,
feel
alright.
the same way, and I feel so, and I'm so honored that I got to talk to you guys, and I feel really blessed, and I'm so excited that you're doing what you're doing, and I want to hear more about it, and I want to talk about it more and promote it, and I have a feeling you guys are going to get a lot of attention. I mean, you're doing something really great and special.
Thank you, Farah. Last but sorry about the earlier cell phone. I would love to if you could say something to our agents in Mexico, just like something.
Absolutely. To your agents, what kind of agents?
The ones that are working in Echo Point for
Yeah,
actually
because
doing projects.
we went all the way to this Overwatch thing, so we are not people, we are agents working on Echo Point.
Oh, wow. Okay, so agents of Echo Point. Hold on one second. I'm going to go in the kitchen so I can blast it a little bit. Hold on one second. All right, Echo Point. I've got you on my radar. Thank you so much for everything that you do. And remember that in addition to justice raining from trees, that justice reigns from above. Thank you, guys. It's such a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you so
Wow.
much, John.
I am so hyped. I am so hyped.
Thank you so much, Jen. Thank you, everyone.
My pleasure.
Olha que eu te mandei o Ravenous. Vai
Okay,
ser...
just a second. It's a small gift for Jen.
What?
Wait, I'm gonna have to send you over Twitter. Just a second. Just a
Ooh,
second.
they got the big. Oh, I'm going to stay quiet.
Second. Don't say anything. Don't say anything.
Yeah, no.
Okay. It's going on your Twitter right now.
Okay, I'm looking. Hold on.
I'm dying to hear her answer.
Okay, send me a photo.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Oh, these are the rings. Oh, thank you so much for sending me the picture of these. This is amazing. Oh my gosh. I need a favor. Would you also send me the name, and like the link, the tag, like so I can tag the proposer and the proposee with this, because I have to post this. This is so fabulous. I can't even deal with it.
Of course, I'll say to her to send me her links, and
Oh, please.
And
Yeah,
I'll send
that's
it
the
to
most
you.
amazing thing ever. Yeah, that blows my mind. Wow. Oh, that's a
I-
good present.
Now, I just figured out that other than actually having agents doing projects and helping the environment, the fans get to send this kind of information and pictures and live events to their voice actors that give life to these characters. This is something amazing.
It's really amazing that it's so immediate, that there's like immediacy between the fans and the actors and the creators of the games and the characters. It's like it's that we all get to be in conversation. It is a gift.
oh man, this is so awesome.
Yeah.
This is
okay,
fantastic.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for
Guys,
being here with us.
thank you so much.
Like, don't you see? Like, you guys, especially the VAs from the original VAs, like you have like an amazing fan base here in Brazil. So
I want to
this is-
come. What convention do I come to? I'm dying to come.
okay, I'll send you some ideas later.
Okay.
On Twitter. So
I love your evil laugh.
Tell whoever needs to know there that I should come because I'm dying to come there.
okay, we will arrange this.
I love this. Okay, good.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
I can
guys.
thank you enough. I can thank you enough. Like
I
you
feel the
always
same
do-
way.
You do an amazing work. We all love what you do. We all love what you all been doing. So thank you very much. I would like to
Absolutely a pleasure. And you guys have a great night.
thank you everyone who's participating.
Take care, guys.
Chat.
Yeah, thank you to everybody there.
Good night, everyone. See you
Good
next time.
night. Take care.
Bye bye.
Bye.